The morning sun poured like liquid gold over Jerusalem, washing the narrow streets and courtyards in warmth. The early believers gathered in clusters, faces glowing, voices lifted in prayer, hearts beating as one. The church was young, pure, alive with a fire that could not be quenched. Among them, generosity overflowed. Landowners sold their fields, merchants emptied their treasuries, and the proceeds were laid humbly at the apostles' feet. None lacked anything. Love ruled where selfishness once lived, and in the midst of this new light, darkness stirred quietly. Ananias and his wife Sapphira had sold a piece of land. The silver from the sale gleamed before them that night, a pile of promise and temptation. Sapphira traced a finger across the coins, their cold shine reflected in her eyes. "Everyone gives everything," she murmured, "even Barnabas." Ananias's jaw tightened. "We'll give," he said, voice low. "But we don't have to give all." "Who would know? The apostles will think it's the full amount. The rest," he tapped the hidden pouch, "will keep us secure." The lamp between them flickered, shadows lengthening like fingers crawling up the walls. At dawn, Ananias stepped into the courtyard where Peter stood among the apostles. The air was still. The crowd hushed as Ananias approached, a faint smile on his lips, a pouch of coins in his hands. He knelt and placed it before them. "This," he said, "is the full price of our land, given freely to God." The words hung in the air, smooth, polished and false. Peter's gaze lifted to meet his, steady and sorrowful. There was no anger in his eyes, only grief heavy with divine knowing. "Ananias," he said softly, "why has Satan filled your heart to lie to the Holy Spirit? You have not lied to men, but to God." The world seemed to still. Ananias's breath caught. His heart faltered. The color drained from his face. In a moment, he collapsed. Gasps erupted. Coins spilled across the stone floor, ringing sharply, each one like a voice of judgment. He was gone. Young men stepped forward silently, wrapping his body in linen. The courtyard was silent except for the soft shuffle of their feet as they carried him away. Hours passed. Then Sapphira entered, radiant and composed, unaware of what had happened. The crowd parted for her. She smiled, searching for her husband. Peter turned to her. His voice was gentle, yet it trembled with divine weight. "Tell me, Sapphira," he asked, "was this the full price you and your husband received for the land?" She hesitated, only for a breath, then nodded. "Yes," she said. "That was the full price." Peter closed his eyes briefly, as if the words themselves were a wound. "How could you agree together to test the Spirit of the Lord?" he said. "Listen, the feet of those who buried your husband are at the door, and they will carry you out also." Before she could speak, her strength failed. Her body crumpled to the ground. The same young men entered, their faces pale, their steps heavy. They carried her out and laid her beside her husband, two graves united in deceit, and great fear seized the whole church and all who heard what had happened. In the fading light, Peter stood alone for a moment, the weight of holiness pressing upon him. He looked toward the heavens, whispering a prayer that only God could hear. The coins still lay scattered on the stone floor, cold, lifeless, and silent reminders that God cannot be deceived. Do like, comment and subscribe for more short biblical tales like this.